Hey, yo, what up, man? You already know what it is. Another episode. We about to go in on this Drake and Joe Budden thing, or Joe Budden and Drake thing. It has been going crazy. It's all over social media, man, and we about to react to this. But before we get into this video, please like this video, share it. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Definitely going to help us when it comes to the algorithm, man. Go ahead and do that, and I greatly appreciate it. But let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. I'm about to go ahead and hit the screen record button, and we're about to go see exactly what Drake and your boy Joe Budden is talking about. All right, here we go.
This is like Yachty rapping. This is like he rapping for the children. And that's my, yo, dog, I had to look up how old this was when I finished listening to the album. You are 36. Your birthday is in 20 days. I Googled that too. You will be 37 years old. Get the away from some of these younger niggas and stop in these 25-year-olds. I'm listening to the album. Yo, you're a 37-year-old billionaire. I get it that you appeal to the world. Loving about Cole, like my shit is happening in reverse. Like with Cole, he used to rap about kid shit. I'm a grown ass, like real Jersey City. I want to hear how you lost your virginity, and then he started to grow up, and then the rapping sounded like an adult rapping. I'm want to hear adult Drake rapping for adult people. No.
He said no.
This is
all right. So let me go ahead and read off exactly what Drake had to say. Joe Budden makes some valid points. Let me see. So he says, "You have, jeez Louise, you have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you're doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artist watching this, remember you are watching a failure. Give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter. Give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switch careers because the things that pop in your brain had you broke, living check to check, and the raps that you write had 450 men showing up to your show in dusty NC jeans to screw up their face to music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. Please, any artists that are doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is the poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap, not because you accomplished all you need to. It's because you were working for it. Wait, because it wasn't working for you. I never want anybody in our generation to think that the whole everybody's entitled to their opinion is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact that I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need to put in simpler terms, I own a 767. He owns a modest house and the 973 and flies first class on special occasions. All right, listen. First, I'm gonna go ahead. I want to get into these comments, man. But this is the thing, and this is just what I want to say. Before I even get into the comments, we're gonna see if anybody agrees or if anybody disagrees. Okay, Drake, this man got under your skin so easily that you done wrote a whole, either your PR team or you wrote this entire long paragraph. And this is what I don't understand. If it's true that you're a billionaire, if it's true that you got, I know you got hundreds of millions, y'all, yo, a lot of these entertainers, they are so thin-skinned that they can't take any kind of criticism. Let's look at the things that Joe Budden has said, and let's look at what Drake, because Drake has a problem with what Joe Budden said. Joe Budden talks about everybody. So, I mean, that's actually his job. That's what he does. So let's look at what Drake said, and let's see if we can debunk some of these things, right? So he said, Joe Budden, you have failed in music. What would you consider to be a failure? Even if somebody's one hit wonder, do you know how many people never get one hit in their life? You know how many millions of people never get played in the radio, never get their music? Yo, to this day, people still, even if it's this one song, everybody knows pump it up. And everybody knows Joe Budden for that. So he's not a failure at music. He's definitely not on your level, Drake. I mean, he's nowhere near your level, but he's not a failure. Let's see. So you left behind to do what you're doing this clip because that's what's actually paying your bills. Yeah, I mean, he's a podcaster. He's been saying that Joe Budden has been one of the lead people in the podcast game that everybody's been talking about. Whether it came from the Everyday Struggle, whether it came from him with Rory or Mal, and now the Joe Budden Network and all this stuff. This is what he does now. I mean, There's no problem with that. Let's see. For any others watching, just remember you're watching a failure give his opinion on his idea of a recipe to success. Listen, Joe Budden didn't say this was the only way to be successful. He didn't say it at all. He's telling you what he would prefer from your music catalog. And to call Joe Budden a failure. See, this is a problem that I have with it, because you got a lot of young kids that look up to Drake, and they'll look at Joe Budden and say he's a failure. Dude, Joe Budden is nothing but perseverance, determination, never giving up. Okay, well, if it didn't work this way with the music, or I had one hit or whatever, hey, I got with the times. I adapted to the times. You know what I mean? But there's no one way to success. And just because he's not a billionaire and doing all this stuff, that doesn't mean that he's a failure. Yo, man, people got it in their head that if you don't have hundreds and hundreds of M's coming in every month, that you're not successful. Joe Budden is very successful. He employs other people. He has his own thing. That's why his opinion matters so much that you don't put out this whole dang on WWE monologue paragraph on him, man. He called him a quitter. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. How are you a quitter? A quitter at what? A quitter at doing music? He kept doing music. But there's a time and a place. He's like, listen, okay, I did the music thing. Now I want to do this thing. That's not a quitter. That's not a quitter at all. If anything, that's somebody that's saying, hey, listen, there's more to me than just being a hip-hop artist. I got something else I want to share to the world. Come on, Drake. And every time somebody critiques them about their music, you know what these dudes go back to? Well, I got more money than you. Or I got a 757. Or hey, look at my chain. Hey, look how much money I got. Like it's your only argument. That's your only argument? The dude is critiquing you about your music, man. What he would like to hear from you when it comes to delivery, bars, and things like that. But let's go ahead and get into the comments, man. I want to see what the people got to say, all right? Somebody said, Drake said, hold my beer. Lil Yachty is laughing, of course, because Lil Yachty and Drake are best buddies. Drake said, your existence is a light one. Let's see. Dog, you screenshotted this 8 seconds after he commented. Wow. NC Jeans. I feel secondhand embarrassment and inspired all at once. The only time this nigga responds with essays is when it really touches his soul. Facts. Drake is really, really feeling touched by this, because why would you write this much if you don't care and you got all this money? Why are you responding to somebody who's a failure? Why are you responding to somebody who's beneath you? Why are you responding to somebody who's a quitter and all this other stuff, man, right? Niggas that unbothered don't even respond to shit. If you get a 500-word essay in college format on social media from somebody that you know you touched the roots to their soul, this nigga really said everybody isn't entitled to their own opinion. Facts. Drake, you are a megastar, a superstar in this world. And you mean to tell me people can't critique you? Y'all get so butthurt out here, man, but somebody critiques you about whatever it is you got going on. You went at Charlamagne the God. Now you going at Joe Budden. It's like, well, if I'm not the greatest and you don't like what I'm saying, then you're wrong and I hate you. It's like, yo, man, y'all soft, dog. I'm sorry. That's soft. That is soft. Paper tissue, cotton soft, Charmin soft, okay? You need to get some iron in your system, like the man of iron over here, man, because that's pathetic. That's sad. That's sad. For you to call somebody a quitter, for you to call somebody a failure, but then you let this failure and this quitter get you in your feelings like this on social media? Dang, man. It's cool, Drake. Everybody is gonna like your stuff. You can't be that bothered as a billionaire on what people that are under you says. That's facts, man. That is 100% facts. Drake really sat there and typed all that because a nigga thought his album was mid. Facts, bro. If it ain't hot to somebody, it ain't hot. He is a hip hop blogger and podcaster, dude. What are you expecting to talk about? You drop something that you want to. Yo, I'm telling you, man. These guys, yo, they want their egos stroked 24/7, man. 24/7. You cannot. They got nothing but yes men around it, because if you don't like what they like, then you a hater. And nah, man, it's constructive criticism, man. I didn't hear anything that Joe Budden said to disrespect you. At his age, and he's a fan of you, he's saying, hey, listen, don't forget about us real rap heads that like to hear you when you spit in bars. What's wrong with that? Hey, man. Here come a bunch of people who have 8th grade reading level that are going to say we ain't reading all that. People really think it's a flex to have the attention span of a gnat. True, man. That is, I definitely agree with that. People don't have patience these days. They don't want to read. They don't want to take in time to get the context to understand exactly what's going on. But hey, man, somebody said, talk your shit, Drake. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. That's false. Everybody that's saying that line, we retire your jersey, we don't even remember your number. What is the one thing people always say about Joe Budden? Oh, you got to pump it up. Everybody knows his record. Everybody says his record. Everybody knows his record. So how you gonna say we don't remember you when you talking about the dude? And the number one thing y'all talk about Joe Budden is pump it up. That is his jersey number. So what are you talking about? I'm trying, yo, man, y'all little Drake fans, because I like Drake music. I bump Drake music. But I'm not so loyal to somebody where I'm blind and I'm just going to say anything because I like the person's music. Nah, man, hold you accountable. Whether it was Joe Budden or whether it was Drake, it doesn't matter to me. Y'all remember Joe Budden. Y'all know pump it up. That's his jersey. That was his points that he put up on the scoreboard. That's his jersey number. Y'all still talking about him to this day. When the last time the man had a hit? And he's still relevant in hip-hop. I'm just being honest. There's a lot of these other rappers we not talking about when Joe Budden was out. So there's the proof in the pudding. You're literally destroying your own point, man. In the criminal, oh God, man, in the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In the New York City dedication detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of the elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories. I love the comments, man. Oh, man. I'm quite sure Joe Budden appreciates the promotion. Facts! Oh, this is beautiful promotion. Same thing with Charlamagne the God, man. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, y'all be planning these rollouts like this? Like, yo, Joe Budden, I need you to say something wow. Yo, Charlamagne, I need you to say something wow when I got something new dropping. Because that's going to get everybody to listen to the song. Everybody going to be listening. Hey, I got to listen to all my dogs. What's Joe Budden talking about? Like, it's fun. Hey, yo, that's genius. That's what I would do. That's genius if y'all doing it. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. That's a lie. I speak for everyone when I say we ain't reading all that, and I'm happy for you. Oh, sorry that happened. You see? And look at this person's name. Eric. Yo, you see these type of names? That's how you know you're dealing with an ignorant-ass person, man. You dealing with some coward who hiding behind their little keyboard. They got their whole picture blacked out. These are the people that's in the comments, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Low frequency, low level individuals that you got to deal with in these comments. But I love it. Keep the ignorance coming. Nigga said I own a jet and you own a modest house in Jersey. Like, how's that flexing? Like, do you know that? It's like you're really trying to compensate for something, my guy. Seriously. A dude said, you know what, man, I don't like how you did that album. Whatever. I own a 757 jet. I own a plane and you own a home. That sounds like some kid stuff, man, which proves Joe Budden's point. That sounds like something Lil Yachty would say. That sounds like something Drake would say. That don't sound like something Jay-Z would say. That don't sound like something Nas would say. You know what I mean? Once you get to a certain level, once you get to a certain class, hey, I'm not one to talk about Iron Man helmet on, but I'm just saying I understand where Joe Budden's coming from. Instead of you addressing what he's saying about the music, you want to take personal shots. You want to take personal attacks on the dude. And he's telling you, hey, man, listen, I like your music, but this wasn't it for someone like me. Get out your feelings, man. I mean, funny comment and all, but none of it invalidates anything Joe Budden Podcast crew said on this podcast. Thank you. Encourage everyone to listen to the full segment. Thought they were fair. Give Drake his credit, flowers a lot, but also kept it 100. Thank you. That's 100%. If you are not licking the buttocks of these people 24/7, they are super angry at you. You can't criticize them about anything. Anything. You can't say nothing in criticism. Yo, man, Joe Budden is a student of hip-hop. He loves hip-hop. He gives Drake his flowers all the time. If you watch Joe Budden Podcast, he gives Drake his flowers, man. So the one time that, not even the one time, but if he comes up and says anything that's constructive criticism, oh man, you a hater, you ain't nothing, you washed up, we don't remember you, your jersey, we ain't never hung it up, we don't remember. Bro, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That lets you know how thin-skinned these people are, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't got no tough, thick skin at all when it comes to that because they got to lash out. Now, in all fairness, somebody like Drake to be in the game this long, you got to have some type of tough skin, man. There's no way you'll survive this long. Like, you'll lose it. Like, all the comments, all the disses, all the attacks, all the way you got to move, all that. So, I'm saying when it comes to a situation like this, the way you respond, what Joe Budden said, there has to be some truth in there, man, for you to respond in this way. Because you don't let a lot of things get to you. I give you that. Like, yo, Drake has survived everybody in the rap game, dog. He has survived everybody. And he's still going to survive everybody. But when you respond this long, you stoop down to that person's level, quote unquote, then it's like, oh, they got you, man. Checkmate. Joe Budden got you, man. First class on occasion. That hurts, I know. And you got people that's like skinny bets. Do you own a 757? Because then if you're flying on first class, I guess it hurts to you too, right? And once again, it always goes back to money with these people, man. That's the only thing that they can try to bring out as a trump card, the ace card. Well, I got more money. Yo, man, what does money have to do with the fact that, hey, your album was garbage? It wasn't that good. The song was, it was all right. What does your money have to do with that? I know, because you can't stay on topic, right? I know. Short attention span. I know. You a little slow. I got it. Drake must really been hurt to type all that up. Facts. LOL, I had to reread. He told that man he owns a modest house. That's some rich ass shit to tell somebody. So what's your point? Like, that's how you know, and this is what I'm talking about. You can tell the adults in the room when they're listening to Joe Budden and be like, oh, okay, it's constructive criticism. And all the little kids, all the little trolls, all the little dumbasses in here that just, oh, he said he got a jet and you got a house. What? Like, some of the way y'all be saying, like, I be listening to people and they be like, yo, so-and-so diss somebody. I'm like, that's a diss? That was hard to you? That was a bar to you? Really? Okay. That shit was not a bar. It's not, because if you actually think and have critical thinking skills, you can tell, dude, what are you talking? Okay, I get what you're saying, but what does that have to do with the point at hand? Where's the debate? Where are you debunking any of the information that we got here? I'm not understanding. Drake violated the fuck out of bro. How is that a violation? So you typing something, that's a violation? I typed something and posted it on Instagram. I violated them. Yo, man. These is and you know what's so scary? These are the people that's gonna be the adults in a few years. And some of these are adults acting with the mindset of still being children. This is what we got to deal with. Not a modest tone. Drake violating niggas off mid allegations. This is the most equivalent roast I've ever had the pleasure of reading. How? Like, I don't get it, man. Let's see. Don't comment, stop at a limit. How this nigga wrote a whole encyclopedia. Body bag. All that is missing is the ether beat. Mayonnaise response. Thank you. And I'm glad you got people actually having the courage to go in these comments and tell them that this stuff is trash. This is not hard, dog. This is not hard. He didn't debate anything. All he did was deflect. He didn't go at anything. Now, if he would have went at what Joe Budden said and like broke down his lyrics and everything, like I would have been like, oh man, like he really standing on what he said in his music and all that. No, you want to do personal attacks. You want to talk about money. You want to show your bank statements. You want to show, bruh. I'm trying to tell you, dog. That's crazy. Dirty NC Jeans is crazy. Budden ain't even say nothing crazy for Drake to write a college paper. Yo, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's 100% what I'm talking about. Now look at this. This dude said quitters talking about longevity. So when did Joe Budden? I gotta look up. When did Joe Budden come into hip hop? Right. I'm about to look this up real quick. Joe Budden career. When did Joe Budden start in hip hop? Because it says Joe Budden retired in 2018. Wait, damn, man. Me and Joe Budden got the same birthday? Oh, that's crazy. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, I know me and Joe Budden had the same birthday. Joe Budden began rapping in 1999. But it was in 2003 he released his first studio album. So let's put this into perspective. People have been knowing about Joe Budden, whether he was on the top of his game or he wasn't on the top of his game, since 1999. 1999, bro. And you want to say this guy don't have longevity when we're still talking about Joe Budden to this day? You know how many dude, 1999. This is before 2000, 2000s, 2010 to 1999. And you got arguably the greatest hip hop rapper out today. The greatest rapper. Everybody in their world knows Drake. Everybody in their world knows him. Let me turn this off. Everybody rocks with Drake. And a guy that came out in 1999 is on Drake's radar for him to put out the whole college ethos. All right? He put out a whole etymology on this, brother. Thesis. Put out a thesis, a whole etymology on this, man. He got the whole paperwork and everything. He put out everything on Joe Budden, putting it in the story, putting it in Instagram. All this for a dude that came out in 1999, and you want to say he don't got longevity? See, you can say one thing about his rap career, but relevance, impact on culture. Joe Budden, he's been out since 1999. Drake has longevity. Joe Budden has longevity. No one's saying anything that Drake don't have longevity. The man just critiqued his latest thing that he dropped. Let me tell you little young dudes something out here, man. All right, before I get off of here. Just like this video, just like anything that you put online on social media. If you put out something on social media, you are opening yourself to criticism. Whether it's good, whether it's bad. Okay? Some of it you're going to like. Some of it you're not going to like. But see, me, I'm here for the comments. I want to see the comments, all right? But if you're somebody, you're putting things out there and people respond to it, man. And if you're so holier than thou and all these people beneath you and you're in your 757 and they living in a modest home, then why is somebody bothering you? They're in a modest home and you're in a 757, but you're looking down and what they saying is bothering you. It's bothering you. Why? Ask yourself why. That what all the blogs and all the different people say, when Charlamagne say something, when Drake, now with Charlamagne, I really do think that that's like a freaking rollout or something for promotion. And it probably is with Joe Budden too. But the way Joe Budden was going on his tangent, I think that was real. And if that's the case, why is that bothering Drake? Ask yourself this. Why? Why? If nobody remembers Joe Budden, if we don't even remember your number, if you're a quitter, if you're a failure, why would a billionaire care what Joe Budden has to say? Begs the question, right? You ask yourself that. Because you know why it probably, bothers Drake? Because it's probably true. And whether he wants to believe it or not, Joe Budden is speaking reality. He's speaking facts to this young brother. When you get older, just like Jay-Z, there's certain things, I don't talk about these things no more. You know why? Because I'm not in that space in my life no more. I'm grown. Certain things I don't talk about in my music. And he's not saying to Drake, look, Drake, you ain't got to stay away from that forever. But if there's no balance in it, there's nothing that the grown people can listen to. Hey, some of the grown people that support you are going to say something because they want to hear from you. They're not saying, yo, this you trash. They're like, look, hey, this is cool, but this is what I would really like to hear from you, man. So anyway, y'all put in the comments. Y'all tell me what y'all think. This is the whole thing between Drake and Joe Budden, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But it is what it is. Drake then already got on Charlamagne. Oh, and then you got Birdman coming out the woodworks. Lord have mercy. Birdman going at Joe Budden too. And I might have to do a whole nother video about Birdman because look how old Birdman is. And he's still talking about, oh, you want to play with a gangster? Oh, you want to play with a gangster? Like, that's something to be proud of. You proud of being a gangster? You proud of somebody who's scared people in the community, look at like a killer, look like you're going to do some thug stuff? That's what you're proud of? like the things that we're proud of are so backwards, man. Especially in the hip hop community. You know what I mean? But you guys tell me what you think, man. You know? You guys tell me what you think. I'll be looking for it in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later. You already know what it is. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. These dudes. Wow. Niggas, man.